Okay, so we're getting ready to go on a walk with Gertie. We're gonna take her in the car, take her somewhere that's a bit busier so that I can show what I'm doing with the e-collar. Because I know that's the hardest thing to get used to with owners. So we're gonna do that. Oh my gosh, this is really close. All right, so I have my coffee. I'm one of those people that carries way too much at the grocery store. So she doesn't get up until you say, let's go, or come, or whatever you want to say. So come. She sits nicely at the door. She may even lie down if you want her to. Move your little paw. No rushing out. Same thing. Sit. Down. So if you're like me and you have to come back and close the door. Bobby, you coming? Bobby's coming. Okay, let's go. So your dog might get a little excited when you're first coming out, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Now we're gonna go to the car. Same thing as at the front door. Sit. Good. She needs to wait. My coffee. So when you get into the car, no, Gertie. So Gertie likes to whine a little bit, and it's kind of like she's excited, or you know, a lot of dogs do this. So no. So I'm tapping. I'm at a 15. Sometimes it works for her around like a 5 or a 6, but sometimes 15, 20, just to really snap her out of it. So it's all about state of mind. So if you're going somewhere and you don't want your dog to be super excited in the car and like, and then crazy when you get out, starting in the car and having her in a down really helps. It's made a big difference with her when we go different places. So yeah, so putting her into a down. So sometimes what I'll do is if she gets in and the sitting at the window and laying down, it's really up to you, the owner. Sometimes she's totally fine looking out the window and she's really calm and chill, but if she's looking out the window and she starts whining, I would put her into a down. So yeah, and really, because that's really cute. I mean, you know, watching her look out the window, I love that. I think it's adorable. But if she starts whining, I would put her in a down because it's much more calming than sitting up. So it's just a really good habit to get into. Right, Gertie? Okay, so we are walking up to Lake Eola now, and sometimes when you initially get your dog out of the car, you may need to go up a bit higher on the e-collar if they have like that initial excitement. So you want to snap them out of it initially, and then you can always dial back down. So I'm at a 15. Normally we work around like a 10 with Gertie, so 10 out of 100 around different distractions and excitement levels. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay. Just have her come with me. Gertie, sit. So anytime when in doubt, you can have her sit or lay down. Come. So it's just all about paying attention to how she is in a certain area. Always slow it up. You want to take it, Bobby? So if she were to start pushing me a bit on the walk, I'll show you what I would do. Okay, so we're walking. There isn't too many distractions, but she's probably excited because we're walking. So to get her in tune with me, she's pretty good actually. I don't want to tap if she's being good. And also you don't want to like nitpick everything. So just really pay attention to how it feels with the leash. So if you have this kind of, you're holding the leash like this, and she's walking pretty nice. Good. So a great way to also see if your dog is in tune with you is if you stop and if they sit or stop with you. Because you want her to be in tune with you while you're walking. Because it just makes it a lot easier. You know, with distractions. I'm trying not to say, right? And then to go potty, because she hasn't gone number 2 yet, so what you say is, you want to follow this way. What you say is, break. You can like guide a little bit with the leash if you want, and just See if she has to go potty. She doesn't need to sniff for 10 minutes. Good, she's going potty, so then we'll start walking again. Yeah, does my hair look better with a hat?
Yeah.
Okay. Ugh, something crazy. Really, it's a lot about how you're holding the leash. You don't want to give too much leash, especially if you're going somewhere with a lot of distractions, because you want to communicate with her as much as possible, where she should be, how you want her to walk. So. Oh, I hope there's a lot of dogs. I see two. This is what happens when you're working with a dog who gets excited about other dogs. You try and find all the dogs. I get very excited. So sometimes you're not going to catch every moment when she gets excited.
All right.
Oh, okay. Thanks. And that's okay. Oh, look. Oh, is that from yesterday?
Yeah.
Cool. So she's starting to hit my leg a little bit, so you can always give some leash guidance back with that. Scared me. Right. Usually when she has to go potty, she'll like kind of want to walk towards the grass. So just, she's a weird pooper. Come on, go potty. And she's still pretty young, so if you want to just emphasize, go potty. You sound like a crazy person, but that's okay. Easy to get poop on your fingers. Alright, let's go. Ready, come. So always advocate for your dog, especially when people, a lot of people let their dogs just go up to any random dog, and to me that's terrifying because you never know what the other dog could do. So if that ever happens, just use space to your advantage, or put your foot in the dog's face. I don't recommend that. You never know. I wonder which way is shadier.
You have all the cypresses over there, so it'll be fine.
What else should I talk about? So anytime that if she gets out of like, now that, okay, there are more distractions now, so the level is up a bit higher. So I'm at 15, I may go up to 20, because the point of her, of using the e-collar and stuff like this for healing is you want to snap her out of that excitement. So 15, 20 is not always the level, but so what I would do is tap, say heel, guide back a little bit. So, so a little bit of prong collar pressure and a little bit of e-collar pressure. Does that make sense? Should I go the other way?
Go left.
But one of the best things you can do with your dog is just take them places with you. So I just want to give some prong collar pressure with the e-collar, and the point of the prong collar is I'm giving pressure and then quickly releasing. It's a lot like with e-collar pressure. So, but the combo really makes a difference, especially with her. It just makes it clear what we want her to do. And you'll get to a point where you don't have to do this all the time, but initially it's, you know, yeah, right? It's not very busy today.
No.
So you can always on the walk just like put her down, but really like the goal is this, like barely holding the leash, and you get to that point the more that you do this. So we're in a habit of walking this way, so the more that like Gertie's owner walks with her and sets the expectations to like you walk here, then the easier it will get, and the less that you'll have to use the tools because she'll just know what is expected. So I'm going to see what this... Down. Down. So I said down, she didn't lay down, I tapped and repeated down, and I'm at 15. Nope. But this is a good distraction. You can see like when she sits, it's much easier for her to be like what's going on? What should I do? Where a down is just much more calming. So, Gertie, down. So I'd probably recommend a down over just sitting most of the time, but she can always just sit too. That's, you know, you'll start to see what makes sense more with her. So that's really the only time you're using the e-collar on the walk. Off-leash is different. We'll do another video on that, I guess. But really just tapping with leash guidance and saying heel. What else? Heel. And then also, like, if you say down and she doesn't, down, to give her a little bit more incentive. The more, I'm telling you, the more that you do this and make it part of your routine, the less you have to like use these things. Because that's the one question I get the most of is, am I gonna have to use the e-collar forever? Because it seems like a lot when you're first learning about it. And the answer is no. Gertie, out. So you can also use this for out. I actually didn't have to tap that time, which is very exciting. So you just say out. Yeah, so it's kind of the same thing. Like the more you pair this with out, which we did a lot yesterday, the less you actually have to tap. So out means more by itself. Kind of the same thing with heel. The more that you use this with the heel command, the more heel will mean something. Alright, let's walk back.
Okay.
How should we go? Come on, Gertie. Hey, I want her to walk like that. I think that's nice. Like definitely not like a head, her whole head ahead of you.
Pulling you?
Yeah.
She should not be pulling you.
She should not be pulling you.
Arms should not be tired.
It is pretty simple, right? Like, I think this just confuses people, but this is really simple too, the more that you do it. This is nice. Gertie, come. Got some food. Good. Come. So really all we're doing with Gertie right now is having her follow me. Having your dog follow you, I think, is really cool, and it just teaches your dog to stick with you, which is, I think, very bonding. I love doing it with my dog, so come. Come. Good. So we're also practicing with some food. All right, there's a dog over there. Gertie, come. Yeah. Good job. Yes. So I don't need her to follow like this closely to me, but this is just what dogs end up doing, which is really nice, so I don't mind. Gertie. Down. Down. Good. Come. Good job. Let's go. So the only time that I'm tapping on the remote, and I'm at a 15, that does not mean that I won't go up higher. Let's say if she all of a sudden took off to go towards some other dogs. I'm dialing up without looking, which means I could get up really high, but Gertie, come. Come. Yeah. Come. Good. if she were to run off towards another dog, I want to be very clear that that's not okay. Like, if I say come, you have to come my way. And I don't want her running towards a dog that we don't know. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I'm only tapping on here when she's in my bubble if I need to get her back in tune with me. So if there's more distractions, more dogs, the number may need to be higher, but so far she's doing really well. So, and I'm really practicing on having her come to me. I'm only tapping if she doesn't come. Come.
If I was to tap the button, you would see a red light flash.
Good job. So slobbery. Come. Good. Good job. Let's go. Someone just biked by with a dog in their backpack. Come on. So again, we're in like a park area. This is a great spot to practice this kind of stuff. And she has a long line just in case, you know, but it's a great way to start practicing this. So again, I'm only tapping if I need to get her back in tune with me. So she sees Bobby over there. Good girl. So if she were to go over there and I said come and she didn't come, I repeat and tap. So, Gertie, come. Good. No tap. As she's getting a little bit zoomy, and I don't want her to, which may seem so mean, but it's really hot outside. I don't want her to get crazy and exert all her energy. Down. Good. Come. Yeah. Come. Good. So this was fun. Hope that makes sense about what I'm doing with this. But this is why you don't need a dog park with your dog. You just need the e-collar, a good understanding of what it means, and an open park. But just have your dog follow you. All right, go have some fun with the e-collar and your dog.